In the Zaporizhzhia direction, Russia is increasing its pressure. The occupiers are pressing in the area of Stepnohirsk and are trying to amass infantry to continue their offensive. Ukrainian OSINT analysts report that Russian forces are not only continuing to concentrate their efforts towards Stepnohirsk in the Zaporizhzhia region, but are also making regular attempts to advance deeper into the territory held by the Ukrainian armed forces, primarily through Prymorske and neighboring villages. Well, you'll find more information in our report. My name is Yevhen Sirov, and this is the Glavred channel. Subscribe and give us a like. Let's get started. According to the monitoring channel Deep State, the invaders are actively trying to gain a foothold near Stepnohirsk, where separate infantry groups are appearing, from individual soldiers to small groups of 2 to 4 people. The goal of such operations is not only to break through the defense, but also to hold a bridgehead for further advancement deeper into the Zaporizhzhia region. At the same time, Ukrainian armed forces pilots are actively working on enemy positions every day, trying to prevent the occupiers from consolidating and amassing their forces for offensive actions. Every hostile enemy infantry group that tries to approach Ukrainian positions is being struck from the air, which significantly complicates the Russians' difficult task of advancing further. Analysts also note attempts by the enemy to infiltrate surrounding villages, particularly Lukianivske and Novoyakovlivka. In the latter, a clearing operation is currently ongoing, as some of the occupiers managed to slip inside and hide within civilian buildings. However, without proper support, Russian infantrymen cannot hold these positions for long and regularly suffer losses from the actions of the Ukrainian army. Recent statements by the chief of the General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces suggest an active offensive in the Zaporizhzhia region, noting advances toward relevant cities and settlements. However, experts emphasize that these gains mostly occur during one-off assault operations in which the infantry suffers significant losses due to the effective actions of the Ukrainian armed forces and aviation. In light of this, Ukrainian defenders continue to hold back the enemy's advance in the Zaporizhzhia direction, combining active operations with targeted counterattacks. The situation remains extremely tense, and every meter of territory, each step forward or backward, can have profound strategic significance in future battles. At the same time, military experts emphasize that the actions of the Russian army in the Zaporizhzhia direction bear the hallmarks of classic attrition tactics, which Russia is also employing in other sectors of the front. This refers to constant local assaults by small groups, which are not intended to immediately break through the defenses, but are meant to keep Ukrainian units under constant pressure, forcing them to expend ammunition, resources, and reserves. This is precisely why the enemy is so actively trying to amass infantry forces near Stepnohirsk, using forest belts, the remains of destroyed buildings, and the intricate terrain to move covertly. A particular threat in this direction is the increasing intensity of artillery shelling and the use of guided aerial bombs. According to Ukrainian military reports, Russian aviation is increasingly targeting frontline settlements, trying to destroy the defense forces' logistics, ammunition supply routes, and personnel rotation paths. This complicates holding positions, but at the same time does not give the enemy a decisive advantage, since the Ukrainian armed forces have adapted to such conditions and are dispersing their forces. Analysts note that the Zaporizhzhia direction holds not only tactical but also political significance for the Kremlin. Any, even minimal advance is presented by Russian propaganda as a major success and proof of the Russian army's ability to continue offensive operations. That is why the information, damn it. That is why the informational coverage of combat operations here often does not correspond to the actual situation on the battlefield. The actual infantry casualties and losses that the enemy forces suffer during such attacks remain excluded from the official reports of the Russian Ministry of Defense.